So she says to me, she says, I don't know how to start my podcast. She said, I've had people give me advice and they said that you need to have headphones and a microphone. She said, is a laptop mic and speaker good enough? Is Zoom good enough? I've heard it said that you need to have 10 episodes in the pipe ready to go before you go live. They're up on the platform, they're ready to go. She's like, I just don't know what to do. And I said, well, here's my take. I said, there's a lot of well-meaning advice out there. And I said, a lot of people will give you advice that will actually result in hesitation and second guessing. Is that what you're feeling right now? And she said, yes. And I'm like, I know because I can pick it up even though we're on the phone together. And I can't even see your face. And I can tell that there's hesitation. I said, but here's my take. I said, I don't focus nearly as much on the podcast itself than other people do. I said, I know that might seem weird because I run a podcasting agency. I said, but my focus never has been the podcast. My focus has always been and continues to be the quality of the connections that I can make. How fast can I build a relationship that results in a person saying, well, this guy knows what the heck he's talking about. I've got to get closer to him. I've got to find out more. We want to trigger that in your world too. Now, she is a grief coach. She does all kinds of other things, but grief coaching is one of the things she does. And I said, the right people are not going to care near as much about quality. If you have a dog bark in the background or something like that every once in a while, they're not going to be butthurt over that. They are so emotionally exhausted because they've had to carry this weight for months, years, decades, and they see that you have figured this out. You figured out how to manage, not move on, but how to live with the weight or how to channel it into something constructive. And they're going to want to learn from you. They're not going to care about all that other stuff. I said, now, going forward, yeah, you might end up getting, a roadcaster mic or a rent some space or get all kinds of cool equipment and stuff like that. I said, but you don't have to have that at the outset. It's okay to be candid. It's okay to have minimal editing effort as long as you're getting the message out there, as long as you're getting it effectively right in front of the right people at the right time that need to hear it. And I could just feel the weight being lifted off of her as we continued to talk. If you're getting into the podcasting space, there is a lot to unlearn. And I'm finding that any kind of coaching that you run into, where it doesn't matter what kind of coaching it is, the main root of it is giving yourself permission to do the thing. It doesn't help that our brains are wired up to prevent us from taking what it perceives as an unknown risk. It'll make you second guess yourself. It'll make you think, oh, what if I spend all that time and end up doing it wrong? Believe me, I experience that on a daily, if not hourly basis. But when we jump into this, when we get into either building a podcast or being a guest on other people's podcasts, we might think, well, what if I spend that time and I don't get the result I'm looking for? It's like, well, let's define what the result is. We're not looking to get on podcasts just for the sake of getting on them. We're not building a show just for the sake of saying we have a show. We have a goal. And the goal for either of those is I want to get more business. I want to get more people coming to me ready to buy, if not at least a little bit curious about buying, wanting to find out more. And I want to take them by the hand and take them on a journey and get them from where they are, meeting them where they currently are, all the way to where I can actually help them because we're working together. That's the goal. Everything else, any other question that causes hesitation about the mechanism by which we get there is just noise. It is just noise. It's just our brains trying to keep us from trying a new thing because known is comfortable, predictable is good, future scary. Let's just stay where we are. Well, you're not going to survive if you stay where you are. Okay. You've got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. You got to keep trying new things, especially as a business owner. So I get that this is a topic that causes, I don't want to say angst for a lot of people, but it does cause some stress because when you know you have to take a step, but you're not quite sure what step to take, it can be frustrating to like, I know I got to change, I got to do something, but what? Here's my advice to you: forward. That's the only direction. Doesn't matter what direction you're facing, just go forward. Okay. Take a step forward in faith and see what happens. See what you learn. See what's visible now as opposed to where you were. And then make another educated step forward based on what you've learned with the previous step. Okay. It's all about that process. It's all about overcoming the fear of starting something new in the first place, but also realizing you don't have to be perfect. Just take your first imperfect step and your second imperfect step and your third imperfect step. I might seem like I've got things figured out. I promise I don't. No business owner does. No person on the planet has everything figured out. But the ones that end up being successful, people like you, are the ones that just take the step. In the podcasting world, that means just start the show. I guarantee your 100th episode is not going to look anything like your first one. Shoot, even your 10th episode is not going to look anything like your first one because you'll be adapting, you'll be adjusting. The first episode that you guest on as a podcast guest might seem rough, might seem really like, I can't believe I said that, but step out and do it. That gives you the ideas on what to improve for future episodes, how to take that next step, and how to get people to come closer to you. It's awesome. If I had never gotten into podcasting, I kind of wonder what my life would be like. I didn't know that, getting out there is gonna get me in front of a ton of awesome people. Just hosting my own show, being a guest on other people's shows is put me in range of some truly, truly amazing people. So I hope this has been encouraging. If you'd like to get a peek at what a good process is for what to do, like how to start your podcast, but then what to do after that. It applies just as well with people that want to be a guest on the show. Go ahead and drop down to the bottom of this page. I've got a button down there where you can get my checklist. It's free, and I'm more than happy to share this with you so you have a PDF, a takeaway that you can use and apply in your podcasting adventures. So this is Fritz, founder of Podcastify Me, signing off, and hope this is a blessing to you, and happy podcasting, whether you're hosting or being a guest.